rock star Adam Lambert in the studio. Brother, great to see you, man.
It's good to see you.
It is just incredible. I'm thinking back to meeting you. First of all, you don't age. I got to tell you that.
Oh, thank you.
You really don't. Like,
neither do you.
Well, thank you. I brought it up so you'd say the same. How many years ago did we meet?
That was 10 years ago.
A decade.
10 years ago. Can you believe it?
Dude, you've been doing this for a long time.
It's been a minute, yeah. So have you.
I know. I feel it, though, now. Like, I'm standing doing the show because I've been told I'm too tight in my hips and my hamstrings. So that's all I'm getting. So he's got a new single called Superpower, which is out now, and the EP Velvet Side A out September 27th. This has been a project you've been working on for a while.
Yes,
right?
a handful of years now. I made a bunch of business changes, and then I changed it again, and then I changed it again, so that kind of slowed the process down.
What does business changes mean?
Like, label management, all the industry stuff.
Got it.
And so that kind of like slowed the process a bit, but I'm so excited it's coming out now. It's like, it's time. We're doing it. And I know my fans are like waiting on bated breath, and it's happening.
Let me play. This is Superpower. What is the tempo? That's great, man. Listen to that. What is the tempo
like
BP?
I don't know. I actually don't know the BPM off the top of my head, but it's sort of that kind of like slow disco, that disco funk kind of groove.
So all the tracks are in that realm?
All the tracks on except for one, they're very groove based. Yeah, like they're all about the pocket. The good bass lines. A lot of 70s music has inspired this project.
When were you first exposed to what the vibe was in the 70s?
I grew up. It was around the house. My parents played all these records. They had so many albums that they would play, and my dad was like really into classic rock and prog rock, and my mom had all the soul and the funk stuff going. I remember listening to Sly Stone around the house, and my dad putting on Bowie and things like that. And I think that made me understand what music was. That was like the fundamental building blocks for me.
So it was a while ago. I saw that special you did on ABC, which was incredible.
Thank you.
And it's like I know you, but I learned even more about you. And there was a point where either there or somewhere I heard you talking about how at first the fame that you were capturing was overwhelming. It was a lot at once, right?
It was, remember, it was kind of nuts. And I think, that was a point when the show there was a lot of people watching it every week. And no matter who you are, no matter how well adjusted you are, it's a bit of a trip,
Yeah.
And when it all started, I was very excited, obviously, and looking forward to all my opportunities. But it took me a second to get my feet on the ground,
But then you end up the front man for one of the greatest groups globally of all time. That's fame at another level.
Yeah, and I remember our first time out when we did our first 2-hour show. I was terrified. I was like,
but you couldn't let him see you sweat, right?
Nope,
You had to
poker
just let him
face.
pretend you got it.
Yeah, you gotta. It's part of the job, You gotta appear confident so that everybody has a good time.
When you are overwhelmed, even now with everything going on, look, you've got Adam Lambert, you've got Queen. That's a lot to do. When you're overwhelmed, what do you do now?
Just take a second, put your phone down, take a bath.
Take a bath.
Have a glass of red wine. I don't know,
Hey, Adam Lambert, Superpower. It's out now. His EP, Velvet Side A, September 27th. Great to see you, man. Congratulations.
You too. Yeah, thanks, man.
Appreciate you coming in.
My pleasure.